Hi dear students, welcome to the section of mathematics of class 9. Today let us get into the new exercise of the chapter surface areas and volume, exercise number 13.3. So dear students, in this exercise we are going to study about the conical vessel. So in the last previous two sessions we studied about cuboidal sections and how to understand about the surface areas, right, regarding those. So today in the given questions we are going to discuss about conical things. That means it may be a conical tent, it may be a conical vessel, it can be a conical cap, something regard to cone. So before getting into that one, already we know that we are just dealing with the surface area topic, right? We are just dealing with the surface area, and I already told you there are two typical types of surface area which is mentioned. One is the curved surface area or Csa, the another one is total surface area including the base. So what is the formula to find the Csa of a cone? It is pi RL, where L is what we call the slant height, and in most the cases the slant height may not be given. We will have to find the slant height. How to find the slant height? It's just by using the Pythagoras theorem. Same formula here. L, it actually represents the hypotenuse. So to find the slant height of the given cone, you have to take the same equation. L is equal to root of r square plus h square, where r is the base radius and h is the height of the given cone. So like this, if slant height is given, then directly you can take with that one, but in some cases it may not be given, so at that time you will have to find it. Is that clear? So that is the way how to do this one. Now finding TSA means the curved surface area plus base area. Base area, you know, the shape of the base is circle, area of the circle is pi r square. So 2 pi r, right now we told about pi RL, right? Pi RL plus this pi r square. The base area is pi r square. So pi RL plus pi r square. All together we will get the TSA. So these are the equations which you have to keep in your mind, right? So now getting into the first question. So keeping this much things in your mind, let us get into the very first question of the exercise number 13.3. Here goes the first question before you. A conical tent which is 10 meter height and the radius of its base is 24 meter. Find, there are actually two questions given here. Number one, the first thing what you have to find is you have to find the slant height of the conical tent. So there is a conical tent, and the height of the conical tent is given, it is 10 meter. Then what else is given? The radius of its base is given, it is 24 meter. So both of them are in meter, right? So nothing to deal with it. It's both of them, the units are given in the same dimension, it is the same unit, I mean. So both of them are in meter itself, so no worries about that particular topic, it's over. Now the another thing you have to find, the first question is that about the slant height L. So right now I just told you, in some cases L may not be given and you have to find. So tell me how to find L. L is equal to root of r square plus h square. R is given here, h is given here. Just by fraction of a second we are going to deal with that. One more question is given. See, the cost of the canvas required to make this conical tent, you have to find this. If the rate it is given, it is rupees 70 per meter square. For 1 meter square, if the rate is rupees 70, you have to find the total cost. If you want to find the total cost, first of all, tell me you have to find the total area. Now this is a conical tent, right? Conical tent means the base area, the base, it may not be covered, the base may not be covered, because just imagine a conical tent. It may be a tent of a military alliance, or it may be a tent of a circus, like that, right? You have seen such typical types of tents. So you know that particular shape. Just imagine that canvas, and you have to find the total area of this canvas. Now tell me whether you will find the TSA or whether you will deal with the CSA. It's really CSA itself. Why? Because the base is not covered with the canvas. So definitely there is nothing to deal with the base. So we will only deal with the curved surface area, and the curved surface area means CSA. So tell me the equation of CSA. CSA is equal to pi RL. So there also L is necessary. So anyhow we have to find the L. So what things are given, one by one we have to write it down. First of all, what is given? The height is given. Height of the conical tent H is equal to, what is the height of the conical tent H? It is 10 meter. Then base radius R is equal to, the base radius R is equal to 24 meter. Now you have to find the slant height L. The slant height L is equal to root of h square plus r square, that's equal to root of h square. What is h square? It is 10. 10 square is 100 plus r square, it is 24. The square of 24 is 576. Adding them together, you will get a root of 676. So this is the slant height. You have to find the slant height of this one. So after getting this slant height, from the slant height one by one you have to bring it down. So the root of 676, it is 26 actually. So it's 26 meter. So you got the slant height. This was the first question which is asked to find the slant height. You got it. So you will write slant height L is equal to 26 meter. Now tell me what else you have to find. We have to find the CSA of the conical tent, right? So let us go with CSA. Tell me what is the equation to find the CSA. CSA of the conical tent is equal to, first of all you have to write the equation. It is pi RL. One more thing is given in the question. Wherever it is not specifically mentioned that you have to take the value of pi as 3.14, in that case you have to take the value of pi as 22 by 7. If it is not mentioned specifically, there you have to take the value as 22 by 7. Here, so anyhow it's not mentioned regarding that one, so we will have to go for 22 by 7 itself because it's not mentioned there. So we will have to take the 22 by 7 here. 22 by 7 into, what is your R? It is 24, and what is your L? It is 26. So multiplying all these things together, finally you will get the CSA. So actually here there is nothing to cut, right? 7 and 24 we cannot cancel them. 7 and 26 we cannot cancel them. 7 and 22 we cannot cancel them. So normally what students used to do, most probably they will cancel here and there, and they will make it into a decimal place. So it's better to keep it there. I'm not writing this answer, keep it there, because this is not my question. My question is to find the cost. My question is to find the cost. So keeping this in this condition itself, I will go to the next part. Cost of 1 meter square canvas. Cost of 1 meter square canvas, it is 70 rupees. Therefore, total cost. You have to find the total cost, right? Total cost is 70 into this one. So this is the curved surface area. So first of all, let me copy down 22 by 7 into 24 into 26 into the total cost means for 1 meter it is this much. So this is the total length, or this is the total area of the canvas required. So you have to multiply that with 70. Now you can see 7 and 70. You can get 7 ones are 70, even 10 times, right? 7 ones are 7 and 7 10 times. Now see, without making any fault you can cut it. That's why I told you to hold on. You have to hold till the last second. Now you got it as 22 into 24 into 26 into 10. Multiplying all this together, you have to finalize, you have to write in the correct answer, you have to write it in rupees itself because it's regarding amount, right? It's regarding amount. And the total answer will be 1,37,280. 1,37,280 rupees. You can multiply that on your working area, and from there you can copy down and you can write it here. 1,37,280 rupees. That's the total cost for making such a particular canvas. You got it? That's it. So actually when a question comes, first of all, what things are given within the question, you have to represent them. And if it is necessary to find L, there you have to find it. Here it is necessary, that's why we found it. Thereafter, you have to think about whether you want to find the CSA or the TSA. It depends upon the question which is. So you have to analyze in your mind, and from that one itself you will understand how to get it. Here you understood that it's a canvas, it's a tent, right? So that's why there is no need to find the base area. So we neglected the base area. That means we just focus on the curved surface area only. So you got the equation, and you already know that because of the question it is given that it is 70 rupees for 1 meter square of cloth. So the total cost is the total area multiplied by 70, and finally you are getting the answer 1,37,280 rupees. That's the answer. Forget not to write the unit. It's very important to write the unit. That's why every time whenever we are concerning the units, every time we will focus on the unit. 10 meter, 24 meter, like that. Every time when we are speaking that units again and again, you will understand, because in some cases they will make it different. In some cases they will give one commodity may be mentioned in meter, another maybe in centimeter. So at the time you cannot add them together, right? 1 rupee and 50 pice, can you add together and say 51 rupees? You can't. Can you add them and say that 51 pice? No, both are wrong, because 50 plus 1 is 50, 51 itself, it's right. But it doesn't mean that 1 rupee plus 50 pice will become 51 pice. 1 rupee plus 50 pice will never become 51 rupees also, because both of them are different units. That's why you cannot add them together by any means. So that's why regarding the units, you have to focus very much. So whenever you are taking a question, you focus on the unit part, and then you can understand how to do this. So I hope you understood. That's it for the first question. Now let us get into the question number 2. What length of the tarpaulin 3 meter width will be required to make a conical tent? Here also actually the question is regarding the conical tent itself. Here one more thing is to be noticed. What length of the tarpaulin 3 meter width? That means what length of the tarpaulin? Actually the length of the tarpaulin is not given. The width of the tarpaulin, that means the breadth of the tarpaulin, it's given. It's 3 meters. Tarpaulin, you know that, right? Tarpaulin is a particular something like a plastic material which we used to keep on the roof, on the something like for just to cover our bikes, cars, like that we used to break it. Most probably we can see it in a blue in color, something like a canvas, right? A hard plastic. That's what we call tarpaulin. So here the tarpaulin, its length is not mentioned actually. The width, I mean the breadth is given. It's 3 meter. And this is required to make a conical tent. Here also we have to make a conical tent, and the height of the conical tent is given. It is 8 meter and base radius 6 meter. So the base radius is given, it is 6 meter. The height is given, it is 8 meter. Height is given and base radius is given. And now assume that the extra length of the tarpaulin required to stitch. See, when you are making such a particular tent, you know that there will be stitching for some waste. We need some extra tarpaulin is required, right? Whenever we are making such particular tents, if we are overlap, some particular areas will come like this, that we have to overlap them together. So even though if we need, for example, if we need 100 meter square of tarpaulin, we will buy 102 meter square. Why? This 2 meter square extra which we are making means in some cases it has to be overlapped, and some parts we have to stitch them together. So like that there will be a little bit of extra or a wastage. For wastage we used to consider here, and here it is given the total wastage of the length of the tarpaulin is given as 20 centimeter. And one more thing is importantly given here to be noticed. The value of pi, you should use it as 3.14. That means here you cannot use 22 by 7. Here you have to use 3.14 because it's mentioned very clearly. So one by one, let us find this one. So before getting into the question, let me give a overall look of this one. Tell me one by one. So first of all, the breadth of the tarpaulin is given. It's a 3 meter. Then the height of the cone is given. The radius of the cone is given, right? Both of them are given. You have to find the total area, or you have to find the length. You have to find the length of the tarpaulin required. Just imagine this in your mind. When you are bringing a tarpaulin, just consider a tarpaulin in your mind. It's in a rectangular shape, right? If you're going to a shop, will you go there and ask them, and will you tell them, I need a conical shaped tarpaulin? It's not available actually, right? You will get it in a rectangle shape. So after bringing that to your home, you will have to reshape into a conical material. So here also the tarpaulin, which the guy, he is going to buy it from the marketplace, actually it is of rectangular in shape. So that's why the length and breadth are there. And here the breadth is mentioned as 3 meter width, and you have to find the length. And this tarpaulin which he brought, which is in the rectangular shape, he is making this tarpaulin, he is folding the tarpaulin and making it into a conical shape. That means the tarpaulin, means the rectangular shaped tarpaulin is converted totally into a conical shaped tent. In other words, we can say that the Csa of the tent is equal to the area of the rectangular shaped tarpaulin. Is that clear? You are taking the tarpaulin, you are folding that, and you are making it into a conical shape. Means the curved surface area of the conical tent is exactly equal to the area of the rectangular shaped material or the tarpaulin. So this should be there in your mind. Clear? So one by one, what are given? Let us mention that. The length of the tarpaulin is not given. So here, actually the breadth is given. So first of all, let us write the breadth. B is equal to 3 meters. The breadth of the tarpaulin comma B is equal to 3 meter. Now, when it is shaped into a conical material, two things are given. The height of the conical tent is given 8. So H, the height of the conical tent, it is 8 meter. Then the base radius is given, R is equal to 6 meter. Now, if you want to find the CSA, anyhow you have to find the curved surface area. In order to find CSA, what is required? Pi RL, that's the equation. Pi RL. So R and L is required. L is not mentioned. So let us find L first. L is equal to, you know, the equation is root of L square plus L is equal to root of H square plus R square. H square, it is 8 square, it is 64, plus R square, it is 6 square, it is 36. Adding them together, you will get root of 100. Root of 100 is 10 and the unit is meter. Now actually you got the slant height L also. Now you can find the CSA, right? Therefore, CSA of the conical tent is equal to, tell me, pi R L. Pi is 3.14, as it is mentioned in the question that you have to take 3.14. That's why we took it. Into, what is the radius? The radius is 6. Into, what is the slant height? It is 10. So you have to multiply this thing together and you will have to find the CSA. Finding the CSA, you will get it as 188.4 meter square. This is the CSA. This is the CSA of the conical tent. I told you we have to find the length of the tarpaulin. So length into breadth is the total area of the tarpaulin, right? And the area of the tarpaulin, that means the area of the tarpaulin which is in the shape of the rectangle, that's exactly equal to the curved surface area, because that is the way how we are making it. I just mentioned it, right? So that means length into breadth is equal to this one. We can say that implies length into breadth is equal to 188.4, and we have to find the L. So L is equal to 188.4 divided by breadth. What is breadth? It is 3. So dividing by 3, whatever you are getting, that is the length. And here, while dividing, you will get 62.8 meter. Actually, this is the length. This is the length. So the total length of the tarpaulin which is required is this much. But one more sentence is mentioned in the question. What is that? You have to add an extra of 20 centimeter, because the wastage, the total wastage required, the total wastage or what will be the required amount or the required area of tarpaulin for stitching the margins is equal to the, we will write like this, extra area required for stitching is equal to how much? It is 20 centimeter. 20 centimeter means 0.2 meter, because we have to consider it in meter. So this is the extra material which is required. Now this is the total length. So therefore the total length of tarpaulin is equal, the total length of tarpaulin is equal to 62.8 plus 0.2, altogether you will get it 63 meters. So altogether, when you are adding the extra point, you will get 63 meters. So that is the total requirement of the tarpaulin which you needed. So like this, just imagine the question in your mind, and what things are given one by one, you have to note it. And in case if L is not given, and if you want to find L, definitely you have to find it initially. Thereafter use the equation. So every time you have to visualize this in your mind. When the question is coming, you have to visualize that you are buying that from a shop and it will be in the shape of a rectangle. Then it is converted into the shape of a corner. Why we are imagining like that, because actually you have to find the length. If you did not want to find the length or the breadth, actually there is no need to imagine like this. Straightforward, you can go with the CSA. But here, anyhow, it is given that you have to find the length. And one more thing is added to that one. And after finding the original length, a 20 centimeter extra you have to add to that length in order to maintain the stitching area. So that's why we added 0.2, that means 20 centimeter. That's very important. 20 centimeter is given. Don't add 20 to this one. Here it is meter, here it is centimeter. So centimeter, you have to convert that to meter. You got it at 0.2 and then you added them together. Finally, you got 63 meter, and that's the answer. I hope you understood, right? Okay, one more question from this exercise. So here goes the next question before you. A joker's cap is in the form of a right circular cone of base radius 7 centimeter and height 24 centimeter. And you have to find the area of the sheet required to make 10 such caps. That means a joker's cap. Just imagine a cap of a joker. It's made of a sheet. It's actually given as a sheet. It may be made up of paper sheet, something like this. Just imagine like that. Okay. So anyhow, you have to make this cap, and you have to make 10 such caps. So just now tell me what things are given here. Number one, it's in the shape of a right circular cone. Right circular cone means it's in the conical shape itself. Now the base radius is given 7 centimeter and the height is given 24. Base radius is given, height is given, slant height is not given. Now tell me whether we want to find slant height. Yes. Why? Because we want to find the Csa of this cap, right? Because you know that regarding a cap, you know, only the curved surface area part will be covered with the material, whatever it is, maybe paper or anything. Only the curved surface area will be covered, but the bottom area it will be open. So the main question is that you have to find the Csa of this cap. Not only of the one cap, you have to find the total sheet required to make 10 such caps. Means you have to find the required area to make one cap, and thereafter you have to multiply by 10 so that you will get the total requirement. You will get the total area of sheet which is required to make the whole caps. Okay, so now let us start with one by one. What else is given? What things are given? One by one we will mention. The first one is the base radius of the conical cap R is equal to 7 centimeter. Then the height of the cap is given, h is equal to 24 centimeter. Right? So normally what will be the next thing? The next thing which you have to find is L itself. You have to find L. L is equal to root of R square plus h square. And you know it's equal to 7 square. 7 square is 49 plus the square of 24, 576. So adding them together, you will get 625, and that is 25 centimeter. You got it. So you got the slant height of the cap also. Now you have to find the Csa. That's it. You will go to the Csa. Csa of the cap is equal to, equation is pi RL. If it is given that you have to take the 3.14, you will go with that one. So anyhow here it is not mentioned, so we will take 22 by 7. 22 by 7 into what's your radius, it's 7 itself, into what's your L, it is 25. Multiplying them together, you will get 7 and 7 we can cancel, 22 into 25. That's equal to, see, 22 multiplied by 25, what's the answer? It is 550. That much centimeter square. Now how did you got 550? Actually 25 multiplied by 22, I will tell you. What is 25 multiplied by 100? 22 multiplied by 100. 22 multiplied by 25 it is given. 22 multiplied by 100. It is 2200. Half of that one is 1100, right? We don't want that much. Again half of that one because we want only 25. Actually we calculated 100. We don't want 100 times. So we want 50 times. So in order to understand 100 times, 22 into 100 is 2200, right? 2200. So it will be like this. 2200. Half of this one, 1100. We don't want because this is 100% and this is 50%. We want only 25%. Again cut it down. Half of this one, 550. This is the 25% of this one. This is the 100%, right? So this is the 25%, 550. That's it. So without calculator itself, you will get to the answer. That's very easy to find like this. So like that you can find, or else you can do like this also. 25 into 22 means 25 into 20 first you can find. 25 into 10 is 250. So 250 two times, it is 500. Then two more 25s because 22 times. 20 times is already 500. You got two more times. 25 twos are 50. So 500 plus 50, 550. Close. There are plenty of methods to find it easily. So here he goes it. So 550 centimeters square, that is the total area of one cap. That's the total area of one cap, not the total cap, right? What's our question? We have to find the total area to find 10 such caps. Therefore, we will therefore the total area or the total sheet required to make 10 such caps is equal to 550 multiplied by 10. That's equal to 5500 centimeter square, and we will read it as 5500 centimeter square. That will be the total area required to make such caps if you want to make 10 caps. That's it. So I hope you understood, right? So that's it for today's class. I hope you understood today's session very well. So this is the way how to understand this question. So we will again meet in the new class with a new exercise 13.4. Till then, take care and goodbye. Have a beautiful day.